I rise to bring the House's attention to the government's apparent lack of activity in the youth justice space. When the government introduced tougher youth justice bail laws, the opposition supported them. We provided this support in the context of the government's commitment in the lead-up to the March 2023 election to exploring initiatives to reduce the interactions between young people with the justice system. But we've barely seen or heard anything in this area. The government likes to point to the success of the Youth on Track program as an example of a successful initiative. But can I remind the House that this was a coalition who introduced this early intervention scheme in 2013 to support 10 to 17-year-olds who are at risk of long-term involvement in the criminal justice system. It's time the government stopped riding on the coalition's coattails and comes to the table with its own policy to make a difference, as they promised. It's now been 7 months since the tougher bail laws were introduced following a regional crime spree. And it's time to ask, where is the follow-up? We're placing troubled youth in a situation which is more likely to have them stay in the criminal system rather than provide programs to keep them out of it. As Father Chris Riley once said to me, kids are not born bad. Anyone who knows me knows in a previous life I was a community corrections officer, and I have always been passionate about keeping young people out of jail. Locking young people and children up without providing appropriate community and family-based programs to break the cycle of offending is only a short-term solution. This government has been found lacking when it comes to early intervention and diversionary programs. Instead of waiting for young people to end up in a jail cell, I believe we should be looking at the root causes of offending. Whether it's poverty, substance abuse, mental health issues, or other challenges children facing or surrounded by these challenges are more likely to become involved in criminal behaviour. One only has to read the National Children's Commissioner Anne Holland's report, Help Way Earlier, to understand and know what I'm talking about. It is heartbreaking to read, and the current cost of living pressures and all of these factors become even more acute. And let's address the elephant in the room. The factors disproportionately affect Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander young people. It's said it takes a village to raise a child, and I'm saying let's have a look at what we can do to help that village. Surely it's time for the government to come good on its promise and to do more to separate meaningful treatment from the easy option of punishment. Allow me to share some salient Youth on Track statistics from the 2022 report by the Bureau of Crime Statistics and Research. 62% of participants reduced their risk of reoffending after 3 months in the program. 79% of participants reduced their risk of reoffending after 6 months on the program, and 100% of participants reduced their risk of reoffending after completing the program. I don't want my neighbours in country towns feeling unsafe, nor do I want them to think young offenders get a slap on the wrist, then go out and offend again. But I do want my neighbours to think there's a solution, and I believe there are solutions out there. This government needs to come good on its commitment to support and expand the incredible work that the youth justice sector does, as it committed to do over a year ago. Corrections officers and youth justice officers do wonderful work. It's work that makes a difference, and it's work that our community benefits greatly from. This government should not forget that it made a commitment to support this essential work. Thank you.